Welcome to Book Haven.
Okay, so today we're going deep on something pretty different, I think.
Different good.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh?
We are going to be talking about Melanie Martinez's Crybaby coloring book.
Okay.
And of course that is based on her Crybaby album.
Oh.
So, if you're listening to this, you're probably already a fan of Melanie Martinez.
Probably.
Or maybe you just really like adult coloring books.
Sure, could be.
And maybe you're fascinated by all the different ways that artists are like branching out these days.
Expanding. Yeah.
Definitely.
So we're going to kind of explore all of that today.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
The connection between music and visual art and the fans.
Right.
So this coloring book, I'm kind of fascinated by it because it's like,
Yeah.
it's got all these illustrations and everything.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, each illustration is inspired by, a different song on the album.
Oh, wow.
So if you're listening to the album, you can kind of color along with it.
Oh, that's cool. Or, just kind of revisit the world in a different way.
Right. So it's not just for people who are like hardcore fans.
No, not at all.
It could be for anybody who just likes to color.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the things that's so cool about it is that it takes something that's, traditionally passive, like listening to music, and turns it into this active experience.
Right.
You're not just absorbing the art, you're actually like engaging.
Creating something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think for fans especially, it's like a really cool way to express their fandom.
Okay, how so?
Well, instead of just like having a poster on your wall or something like that,
Yeah.
you're actually creating something. You're putting your own spin on it.
Right.
And when you combine that with the creative outlet of coloring itself, I think it taps into this like really powerful human need for connection.
Now, one of the things that I thought was interesting when I was reading about this was that they described the art as being playful but eerie.
Yeah, it's a great description.
And I was like, how do those two things even go together?
Yeah, well, I mean,
It seems kind of contradictory.
it does, but it totally works. And I think it's a perfect reflection of like the themes that you see in her music.
Okay.
You think about the crybaby persona, there's like this vulnerability, this darkness even, but it's all wrapped up in this like childhood innocence.
Right.
And the coloring book mirrors that duality perfectly.
So it's like the coloring book itself is like a crybaby.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
And you see it in the illustrations, you have these like whimsical images.
Yeah.
But then there's this edge to them, this like shadow lurking beneath the surface.
Now, speaking of unique, this coloring book is being marketed as a collectible,
Yes, very much so.
which I think is interesting.
It is, and it's a trend that we're seeing more and more with musicians these days.
Really? How so?
Well, it's not enough to just have t-shirts and mugs anymore.
Right.
Fans want something special, something that feels like it has value.
Right.
And this coloring book plays right into that.
Oh, I see.
It's like this exclusive item, almost a badge of honor for super fans.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you're owning a piece of the artist's world in a way.
Yeah, exactly. But, some people might say that it's all just a clever way to sell more stuff to fans,
Yeah, I mean,
which is a valid point.
that's true.
There's always a marketing aspect to these kinds of products,
Uh-huh.
but I think it goes deeper than that,
Okay.
It speaks to this desire that fans have to forge a deeper connection with the artists they love.
Right, so it's not just about the object itself.
No, it's about what it
It's
represents.
about the experience.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, we've talked about the visuals, the collectible aspect, but let's bring it back to like the actual experience of coloring.
Yeah.
I'm picturing myself, coloring in these illustrations probably with Melanie's music playing in the background.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like taking the whole Crybaby experience to a whole new level.
Absolutely. And I think that's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Think about the impact this has on a fan's emotional connection to the music.
Right?
The act of creation, of adding your own personal touch to these images. It deepens the experience.
It's almost like you're not just listening to the music anymore.
No.
You're like living it, breathing it.
You're part of the story.
You're part of the story. Yeah, and that's pretty powerful.
It is.
So do you think, given all this, that we're going to see more of this kind of thing in the future?
I think so, yeah. I mean, the success of this coloring book definitely suggests that there's an appetite for it. And, the possibilities are kind of endless.
Like what?
Well, I mean, you could think about virtual reality experiences, interactive games, fan-created content that's like integrated into the artist's world.
So the line between creator and fan is like becoming more and more blurred.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
It is.
So the Crybaby coloring book might be just the tip of the iceberg.
It very well could be. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And for everyone listening out there, keep those creative juices flowing.
Absolutely.
See you next time.
Bye.
Grab Crybaby Coloring Book by Melanie Martinez, now on sale for just $6.50. Don't miss this chance to build good habits and achieve remarkable results. Click Buy Now today.
Like and subscribe for more Bookhaven podcasts.